right. Tonight, what else are you going to do?
The most reliable intro on YouTube.
Right? I mean, it is the baseball show, so I think a little inside baseball is always good with the viewing public. So the show prep for tonight was pretty much, can you hear me? Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. Here we go. But let's be honest, we've been doing this show for 45 years.
Yes.
So we just, we had to wait for the internet and YouTube to catch up. So
to the detriment of anyone listening throughout our entire lives.
Yeah, if you think you're tired of us, ask Brian Combs or Jeff Burton. Or this show's been going on a long time. We were in development for ages before we finally got greenlit. So
a lot of suffering people out there.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Ryan even threw up in the car just listening to us. It was terrible.
Maybe that's why he bailed out of the car that one time before it stopped. He's like, I've had enough. I'm out.
He couldn't take it anymore, right? You couldn't tap out back then. Nobody knew what it was. But well, welcome to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. Slightly delayed this week mainly because of me. I was out of town for a soccer tournament for my son up in New Hampshire, but we're back. And, we really wanted to try to keep it, weekly if we could. We did consider, maybe skipping a week, but we had a matchup this week that featured two teams that hadn't played yet. And so we're getting kind of down. I think there's only 9 left who haven't made an appearance. And so having two teams, play each other is going to be increasingly rare as we go. So we got a real barn burner for you tonight. As the previously red-hot Houston Astros, who have since lost 5 of their last 6, host the Miami Marlins, who won the first game of the set, which is a good thing because that was their only win in their last 8 games. So it really is. I mean, you want to talk about primetime baseball.
Pivotal game. This
right?
is a pivotal game.
I mean, it's that age-old physics question, right? What happens when the resistible force meets the movable object? We're going to find out tonight, baby. So,
this is Juggernaut and Colossus.
Yeah.
New Mutants.
Yeah.
Like number 15 or whatever.
This is going to be, it'll either be crazy low scoring or it'll be 14-12. Well, I guarantee it won't be in the middle. So, yeah. But let me get my screen shared up here because
so James was asking. Oh wait, let me pull it up. Go Astros. Are we managing the Astros into the?
Yeah, we're managing the Astros. So James,
sorry, James.
James, whatever you want, man. James is the head of a fantasy baseball league. Brent's been in a long time, and I've been in for quite a while. And he is Astros fan number 1. And I know the Astros aren't the most popular team in baseball right now, but I think everybody can respect where James stood on the whole asterisk trash can thing, because he had all of the really good Astros, right?
Correa, Bergman.
Yeah, he had curated that collection for some time, Springer and all of them. And I think he traded every single one of them as a show of unrest.
Yeah, Springer, Bergman.
Gone, right? It feels like Springer never left though, because he hasn't bothered to play for Toronto yet. But yeah, I think all of them gone.
Who was the catcher? I forget his name. The big dude who was like he was working at a ski resort.
Oh, it was the polar bear, right? Gaddis, Evan Gaddis.
Yes.
Yeah. His nickname in the Mexican League was El Oso Blanco, the white bear. Like that's pretty cool. So yeah, James got it right, but I got it first. So anyway, James is Astros fan number 1, and a huge fan of the old school Astros. So Jim Wynn, Dickie Thon, right up his alley. So we'll take any suggestions James wants because he knows this team better than we do.
Yeah, hit it.
Yeah. So anyway, here we've got our. I guess I can expand it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really get that much bigger. But I put week 15 plus because we actually had an 8-game week this week because we didn't come to you till Tuesday. So we're way out here. looking at the teams that have done well. We didn't have any teams. It's Rob Irizarry, good friend of the program. It's Astros Marlins. Yeah. So get your popcorn ready.
Our view count just went down 1.
Yeah. Oh, where you going, Rob? Come on. Anyway, the Pirates, I believe, had climbed into first place in the East, but slipped back as the Phillies have reclaimed that lead. We'll get into the standings here in a little bit, but it's your familiar faces are leading the divisions pretty much. And your teams with the really strong weeks are the Boston Red Sox, 6-2, the Cubs, who have come on, took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. They're at 6-2. The Rockies are incredible right now, following up a 4-2 week with a 7-1 week.
Nice.
And they climb a game over 500. And I love seeing a team that, hadn't put it together yet really hit their stride. Unfortunately, Colorado's in the West, so they are, hotter than anything. And now they're in third place, 16 games back of the Giants. So, but over 500, happy to see. And it's going to be a longer season than that for real Colorado Rocky fans. So we are happy to have you here.
I'm having a little bit of audio issues, so I might take a sec and just see if I can find another pair of earphones here.
Sure, dude.
Give me 1 sec.
Elsewhere, some teams that are struggling. The Astros are struggling right now, which is a little funky because there's no injury to tie it to or anything. But 2-6 this week, coming off a 6-0 week, a 4-2 week, and a 4-2 week. So they had really made some noise down there in the National League South. Luckily for them, Atlanta, who leads the division, had a semi-rough week too at 3-5. So it didn't hurt them too much, but they got some work to do as they try to climb in that National League South. The Kansas City Royals had a rough week. The LA Angels, who had been pretty hot at least, 9-3. Slowed down last week, 3-3, and now 2-6, and that's given Oakland a little wiggle room in the American League West. The Marlins, as we said, had a really rough week at 1-7. The Mets are starting to come on at 6-2, and no one's running away with the National League East. So the Mets, who are getting outstanding seasons from Tom Seaver and Dwight Gooden, could definitely be a player in the East as we move forward. The Yankees had a good week, but did drop those 2 games to the Cubs, who are roaring a little bit and making some noise in what's probably the best division, where the Pirates and the Phillies and the Cubs all look to be in it. The Phillies are in the East. In the North, it's our Cardinals, Pirates, and Cubs are all frisky and not too far removed from each other. Elsewhere, tough weeks for the Mariners at 2-6. Kind of a tough year all along after that 9-1 start in Seattle. And then the Rays had just a brutal week, following up a 1-5 week with a 1-7 week. So there is no joy in Tampa these days. But other than that, it's kind of what you expected, even from a bit of a longer week. So you hearing us better there, Roto? Maybe not. We'll move on to the standings. That'll give us something to look at here. Here we go. Standings. It still bothers me that main screen shows not the full standings. It always omits one division, but we'll see how it checks in up there. So anyway, we're talking about the divisions. The Mets are 9 back in the East, but starting to make some noise. And again, we're only a week past the All-Star game, so there is time to make a comeback if you're 9 back. If you're 23 and 24 games back, like Washington and Montreal, it might not be your year. But in the South, Atlanta, everyone's scuffling a little bit in the last 10, 5-5, 4-6, 4-6. Houston, 8 games off the pace. Arizona, 12 games off the pace. Here's the best division, and the one that'll be the most fun, I think, down the stretch, is the National League North, where the Cardinals are in the lead. They've won 4 straight. Pittsburgh had the lead but gave it up with a 3-game losing streak. They're only 2 back. And then the Cubs are coming on. Cubs are only 4 games back, winners of 8 of their last 10. And I always felt like Cincinnati would be more of a threat. They just haven't been able to put it together yet. And part of it's right here. They just got killed in their own division. 6 wins versus 22 losses. That's not how you play winning baseball. Out west, the San Francisco Giants are strongly in control. Although what's interesting, they've been the king of the entire league for ages. But you see them here at 64-27, and down here, Birmingham 64-28. So the Knights team is creeping up on San Francisco for best record in the league. And if you're looking at run differential, they're right up near the top two at 149 and at 153. So they're both incredibly good teams. Good offenses with great pitching staff. So in the American League East, the Yankees have a little breathing room, but Boston is not slowing down much. 3 games back out east. The South is pretty much over with Birmingham holding a 27.5 game lead over Kansas City. So that old Frank White thing didn't really work out. I'm not bitter about that.
The only way this could be better is if Frank White had attended Arizona State University.
Right? I'd be torn on it. I really wanted to see. He's in their minors, and rightly so by the numbers. But Bo Jackson's in the minors for Kansas City. It'd almost be worth calling him up just to see him play digitally, right? Because it felt like we all got cheated out of half of Bo Jackson's career. So
Let's do it.
Maybe somebody will get hurt, or maybe we'll just make an executive decision that at 27.5 games out, we could deal with a little more Bo Jackson, a little less Amos Otis, a little less Willie Wilson in Kansas City's future. Detroit, I don't know if they're a sleeper because they're really, really good. Matter of fact, I think they have the best run differential in the whole league. Yeah, 160. They're 12 games up on Cleveland and showed no signs of slowing down. And then out west, it's like watching 2 drunk guys fight. Oakland and LA have both lost 7 of their last 10. Nobody seems to want it too badly out there. Oakland's pitching has been suspect. And I'm not sure how LA ran out of steam because they were red hot for a couple weeks. But anyway, at least it's close. Minnesota has made a bit of a push, and they're 6 games back. So still plenty of time for any of these teams to get hot, get frisky, and make some noise. So
did you see James's question?
Oh, hold on, it might be behind my lamp here. Only division champs. No wild cards in Eternal Baseball, which is why we split it up into we made the 4th division in each league because we wanted it to be, if you want to get in, win your division. So only the division winners get in, and by and large, the division leaders look like they're the cream of their divisions, other than the National League North, which is tight with 3 teams, and maybe the American League West. So yeah, Bo Jackson, come on now. So, I saw a great. This is completely non sequitur. I'm gonna mess up his name too, but it was Bob Gibson. The last pitch of his career, he gave up a grand slam to some guy I've never heard. Who I swear his name is something like Bob Lecoq. No lie, that's the guy's name. And the next time he saw him, at least on a field, was in an old timers game a decade later, and Gibson hit him with the first pitch.
I love it.
Which is so Bob Gibson that I dig it. So they should really make like a Netflix series about Bob Gibson, or
Seriously,
hunting down people who cut him off in traffic, or the teacher that
the entire series is outside the ballpark.
Yeah, it's like the Equalizer or something, right? Like
they had the one guy who called.
Yeah,
was making fun of him from the first base line.
Yeah, can't you just see it? Gibson gets the sign, comes set. Hey, Gibson, you suck, and then he just goes.
Here's Joe
Shlabotnik. That was Charlie Brown's favorite player.
What was it?
Yeah, he was always opening packs and trying to get the Joe Shlabotnik rookie card. So, and given Charlie Brown's luck, it was elusive. So, anyway, there wasn't a whole lot in the league this week that was like completely stand out. We didn't have any 4-homer games. I think Sosa had a phenomenal game where he hit 3 home runs, and the last one was a walk-off 3-run shot off Trevor Rosenthal.
Wow.
So it was Cards Cubs, and where they are in the division, that means it's important. And I was all excited about it. Not that I was a Sosa fan really ever, even before we found out, what was going on. But I was looking up a photo of him for us to use for the player of the day. And I don't know if you've seen Sammy Sosa lately, but it's borderline terrifying. So
Is it big transformation?
Yeah, I'm not even going to spoil it for you. I'm just gonna drop that lit firecracker in the room.
It's ever since Kirby Puckett, I've sort of been steering clear of people after they retire, if possible, right? Yeah.
The ones I can't deal with are the rail thin guys who get big. Like Doc Gooden these days is not bad, but a few years ago he was pushing like 300 pounds.
Really? Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like, Doc Gooden pitched at like 165 or something.
And you got to put the work in on that.
Yeah, right.
It's not like Kirby or like Tony Gwynn, right? Or Cecil Fielder, right? Or Greg Luzinski. I mean, those guys. It's like, well, okay,
yeah, you can tell they've been holding it off, right? They've been doing their best. Like, I have no idea what size Prince Fielder is today, but I can guess. But oh man, yeah, the big guys. Patrick Ewing was another one who, I mean, at 7 foot, got heavy, and I'm like, I wonder how much he weighs when he looks that round at 7 foot. And he's gotten it back, a little under control, but.
Yeah.
So anyway, look up modern day Sammy Sosa at your own peril.
I will not be providing that link.
Yeah, so. It is not what you expect. So anyway, we got a great game tonight. As soon as Microsoft agrees with me. So let's get to it. It'll take just a sec to rotate ahead. That's one of my, again, lone complaints about the software is that it looks like we're in the right place, but you actually have to move forward. Because I wanted to sync the dates with the actual date of when we were sending the games, because I thought it would be a nightmare to go. If we made our opening day actually like an April 1st, but we were sending it on February 12th.
Right.
I don't want to do that. There have been times where I've wanted to look up what the standings were like 3 weeks ago, and I just go to that day's daily scoreboard, which we have saved as files that we upload every day, and I'll just go back to the date, and there it is. Great. But if I had to actually do the math,
we're way too old for that.
I'm done with math class. Thank you very much. So, so out of May and into June. So today was June 1st, and those were all the games that took place today. This will actually be the first game off tomorrow's schedule, June 2nd. And Miami, Houston. Play ball.
Here's Rob. I can provide that. I'll see if I can find a file.
Telling you, there's no way around it. But we're going to be the Astros tonight, so we're the heroes. You are rooting for us, baby. So Houston at Miami, Miami's actually at Houston, and we're human and large. Okay. So here we are from Minute Maid Park, and it looks like AJ Burnett is pitching for Miami tonight. Remember, the league average ERA is like 4.25, which is probably about accurate with real baseball. So Burnett's having not a bad year there at 3.73. He's a right-hander, so apparently somebody must be hurt here. So we're missing a center fielder right now. Normally that's Jim Wynn or George Springer.
Ooh, Cesar Cedeno.
Right? We got a lot of options here.
Pretty good defense.
Yeah, I'm wondering where's our center fielder though? Why is Correa not available? Unless he was way over his playing Like, there's a lot of this isn't making sense right now, so I would like to, I want to deactivate him. Let's see what's going on with Houston here. Actually, I'm going to back out of this for just a second, because there's some regulars for Houston that are not available, and I'd like to know why. If they're hurt, that's fine. But once in a while, players will just run into they're way ahead of their the at-bats they're expected to get in a season. So the computer will shut them down on their own. Rather than just like moderate their use, they'll just shut them down for a week or a series or something like that. So Altuve, manager, and its usage and availability. So he's on pace to exceed his real, that's Castro, sorry, Altuve. There's no reason Altuve shouldn't be available, so we'll clear that. So we have Altuve back, and we'll get Correa back. I don't even know if James wants those guys back, but we're always trying to do our best to make the teams competitive. So manager, usage and availability for Correa. Terry Pohl. Ironically, he was a spray hitter, but how is it correct? There he is. Oh, so correct. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Still learning the software a little bit. So with all those guys, I got 29 guys on the roster here. Yeah, I don't know why Springer wouldn't be available. You know what? It looks like it was the Astros guys.
I was gonna say, was there a suspension?
Yeah, Bregman was okay though. Bregman was in the All-Star game. So Springer, where are you? Yeah, there's no reason Springer shouldn't be available. Says he's healthy. So now we got 30 guys available, 13 of them pitchers. Normally there's only 12 pitchers. So whoever's the guy with the brutal ERA here, we're going to shut down. It wouldn't be Keuchel though. This is your lefty out of the pencil. It's like Chad Qualls. It's getting deactivated. And then batter-wise, let's see what our OPS. So who are the low men on the totem pole OPS-wise? Well, Doug Rader. I could have picked that one out. Yep, deactivated. And your catchers are Biggio and Castro, I think. So we don't need Alan Ashby. Again, we're not getting rid of
so long, Alan.
We're just deactivating them. So we still got to get rid of two. It looks, I think Hidalgo is definitely on the minor league roster. Hate to say minor leagues, but
James said Correa for bench.
Right. I totally respect that.
And Rob wants us to put in orbit.
Yeah, right. What a rotten mascot, right? There's only the two. I'll stick to my guns on that. There's the chicken and the fanatic. And beyond that, just don't waste my time. All right, I think we're good here. I think, yeah, we got 25 available. Okay. Now, we thought this would be, just get to it and we'll get through it. And instead, we had to end up playing surgery with the Astros roster. That's all right. We're loaded up. We're ready to go. We'll get you back out to the ballpark momentarily. And I do mean momentarily. Okay, June 2nd. We're back. Play. Miami's a computer. We're human. Yep. Okay, load lineup versus right-handers. That's how they normally roll. Pitching wise, so you're looking at these are the pitches thrown recently. So J.R. Richard just pitched. Looks like Don Wilson is likely next. Yeah, Don Wilson. Okay. So no doubt about that. Here's Don the Dragon Wilson. And then we'll look at how the guys are actually doing this year by looking at their OPS replay. So this is in our season. This is how the guys are doing. So Correa is great. So he should definitely be in there. At short. And Bregman's really good. Not better than Gurriel. But Bagwell, it looks, Bagwell's been great. So, you know what, it may just be easier to go like this. So here's our top guys. So you can help me out here, James, other than Correa on the bench. Let's see. So your stolen base guys are Wynn and Bagwell, surprisingly, and Biggio. So it might be Wynn. Boy, they're all right-handed too, though. That means this isn't going to be hard. We'll do Bagwell cleanup and Correa. Gurriel, who's not one of my favorites. Actually, my least favorite Astro, Gurriel, because of the Yu Darvish stuff, which I thought was garbage. Bob Watts. Okay, Biggio is great because he can catch if you need him to, which lets you get Altuve in at second base. So Bob Watson is a first baseman, but I'm pretty sure he's available for the outfield. Not terrible in left. So Watson could be our left fielder. Leading us Hunter Pence. Right? All right, not bad. And we're missing a second baseman and a pitcher. That's going to be Altuve at second. And the previously mentioned Don the Dragon Wilson pitching. There you go.
Oh, I was on mute, but I was talking for like 10 minutes.
Biggio leadoff, you got it.
Yeah, I agree with James on that one.
I mean, the numbers don't scream that, but I got no problem with that. He definitely has the most steals. Other than Cesar Cedeno with 51, but
that was his career year? Or that's not replay, is it?
It would be that would be the average of his top 3 seasons, right? So on replay, let's see who's stealing bases for them. Here we go. Biggio has the most, and Bagwell has 10.
So James was thinking Biggio, Altuve, Pence.
You know what? I'll do whatever he wants.
I'm good with that.
I think I picked by the stats, I think I picked the 9 you want. But if he wants to move them around, I'm good with that.
Let's do it. I trust his gut.
Anything else, James, before we fire it up?
Before we blow it?
Hey, let's be honest, man. We could use some assistance here.
Yeah,
hasn't been the smoothest.
I need you to temper my aggressiveness, James. So
right. I shouldn't have told you the Bagwell's been stealing bases because. All right, James is good to go. We're good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Woo. Welcome to Minute Maid Park for tonight's game between Miami and Houston. Miami has won just 2 of their last 10. AJ Burnett takes the mound for Miami. He's made 16 starts on the year and is 2-11 with an earned run average of 5.54. His 4th start against Houston. He's 0-2 with a 7.13 earned run average against Houston. He'll be opposed by Don Wilson for Houston. He's made 19 starts on the year and is 6-6 with an earned run average of 5.02. His 5th start against Miami. 2-1 with a 4.23 earned run average against Miami. It's 83 degrees. wind speed 15 miles per hour, left to right. Pitching for Houston, Don Wilson. Leading off for Miami, center fielder, Preston Wilson.
Son of who?
Woodrow?
Son of Mookie. Mookie Wilson's little boy leading off. I guess the numbers I saw for Burnett must have been his peak average, 3-year average, because he's been terrible this year, 5.5, 2-11.
Wait, is he actually related to Mookie?
I think it's Mookie's son.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
If not, I'll get corrected very quickly. But
wait, go back to Wilson's photo.
He's up here. No.
No, sorry, that picture.
Oh, Don the Dragon.
Nice.
Yeah. So around the way, Bob Watson, who later was the general manager, architect of the beginning of the Yankee dynasty. So big fan of Bob Watson. Jim Wynn, who's had a great year. If you look at what his real numbers are here versus what he's done already on replay, like he's over. I don't say over his head, but obviously he's having a very, very good season. Hunter Pence, who needs a bigger hat, but we'll see what we can do. Yuli Gurriel, and I really could have picked a more demeaning photo for Yuli Gurriel had I wanted to, but we're gonna try to let that go. Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, Jeff Bagwell, Don the Dragon, of course.
Oh, this is crazy from James here.
I knew that he died young. I wasn't sure the specifics of it. So, one thing I still think one of the most underrated players of all time, even though he's a Hall of Famer, Craig Biggio, right? He's defensively in this game, he's ranked as an average catcher, a very good second baseman, and an above average center fielder. And when they finally decided there was nowhere they could put him, he couldn't handle it, they built a new stadium with an uphill incline in center field and a flagpole in fair play to try to kill him. So kudos to you, Craig Biggio. So anyway, we're off and running. Oh, Hunter Pence. That hat squeezing his brain.
It's weird seeing him clean cut, too.
That's true. Cliff Floyd looking good. I should have seen that coming maybe at 63%. But anyway, Preston Wilson off to the races.
Right fielder, number 22, Christian Yelich.
I'd say babyface, but he kind of still is, right?
Yeah, he still looks really young.
Yeah, Christian Yelich. Let's see if he's... Well, he'll get the run home. Can't throw home at 6%.
I don't know. Bagwell's got an arm.
No, he didn't, actually, right? Back then he did, but wasn't the deal that Bagwell basically couldn't throw for the last, 3 years of his career?
He's kind of like Zimmerman? Is that?
Yeah, it was like his shoulder was so bad, he literally could not throw the ball. But as a national leaguer, what are you going to do? He could still hit. He just couldn't throw. So
interesting.
So no, we're not throwing home. We'll take the out.
Did he cover?
Yeah, it looked kind of creative there.
Sheffield.
Look at Gary Sheffield in the teal hat playing shortstop. So good. Sheffield always seemed to have complete confidence in his abilities, right?
Burnett.
So I'm sure he has no qualms about
catcher,
dragging that 2 rating out to deep shortstop and being like, I got this. I'm Gary Sheffield.
Let's see. Rob has a
second baseman, number.
Did you take into account the hill in your geometry?
It looks like there's a flagpole there. They eventually moved the flagpole beyond the fence, I think. But they had it in play for the longest time, and I'm like,
crazy.
Who designed that, right? Grim Tooth Traps? Like, what are we talking about?
What lawyer signed off on that?
Right. All right, Biggio's a bit of a threat, but at 62% with Real Muto behind the plate, I don't think we're doing a lot of running today.
We don't run until the third inning. That's our rule, right?
It's a little fuzzy. It's a little fuzzy, but JT is rated a 6 defensively with a 10 arm. So
all right,
just be warned. Altuve is not much of a bunter, so look at that!
Oh. It's over. Maybe I'll just shut it off.
Right fielder, number
Trash can mania.
Hunter, heads.
Yeah, let's go. Mercy rule, get us out. We're up 2-0.
First baseman, Jeff Bagwell.
I think I just woke up the whole house with my trash can banging, but that's okay.
Center fielder, Jim Wynn.
All right, what's the percentage, Mark? I can't see it.
56.
Ooh, tempting.
Not yet. Hold your horses, literally. Right, like he knew it was coming. He just felt that little tingle in his upper chest from the buzzer. And Jim Wynn, who's having the best year of all the Astros.
Left
But
fielder,
he just doubled Bagwell off first
Conine.
with a line drive. So look at Jeff Conine, Mr. Marlin. I don't know if he ever looked young, but looking younger anyway.
That's it. That's his high school baseball photo.
Right.
Third baseman, number 15, Brian
Wow.
Anderson.
They're all baby faces.
I was going to say, Brian Anderson actually made their lineup?
Yeah, because it's hard at third base. They do have Mike Lowell, who plays
okay.
sometimes, but today it's
Gotcha.
Brian Anderson, who doesn't have the distance.
Catcher, number 10, JT. Real Muto.
All right, you Real Muto.
Left fielder, Bob Watson.
And the beat is on.
Third baseman, number 10, Yuli Gurriel.
Yeah, whatever. I even boo his brother
Shortstop, number 1,
You know,
because he's somehow responsible for not, a little brother too, right? I think so. He probably didn't have a whole lot to say in how his older brother was brought up. But
collateral damage.
yeah, all you Gurriels.
Oh.
Not quite. Hey, we can
Oh, it's what ending? Nah. All right.
send. Conine's got a bad arm.
How bad?
4.
I don't know. Let's leave it up to James.
James, are we sending Gurriel the second with a 58% chance of being safe? We'll wait.
He's probably wanted to get a drink or something.
Right? He probably was like, I'm not watching this game.
Send him. Yes. I love
All right,
it.
here we
I
go.
love it.
Bill Verdon thinks he's in charge, but he is not. Meat
Oh,
baseman, Dan.
terrible decision, James.
with 2 outs, too. All right.
I love it. I love it.
Look at Dan Uggla. He looks so surprised that he made the roster. There's like I forget what the number is. It was the trivia question on a broadcast the other day. Like there's only 4 second basemen in history with 4 consecutive 30 homer seasons. And you're like, wow, I would have thought there was more than that. And they were naming them off. They got 3 of them and they couldn't get the 4th. And I'm just screaming at the radio, Sandberg. And then they're like, wow, the 4th one. And I'm like, I know, it's Ryan Sandberg. They go, it's Dan Uggla. Wouldn't have guessed that myself, but okay.
You're sort of like the Rob Deere school, the Pete and Cavilla school of hitting, right? Like,
Right, but you didn't normally see that from a second baseman, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't a great second baseman, but he wasn't brutal either.
Well, I mean, he was like average, right?
Yeah, and just power. He had a lot of power. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Take it.
Dan Uggla, good to see you.
Pitcher, AJ Burnett.
Okay, he's no bunter, so no worries there.
Center fielder.
It is kind of a shame he can't throw to people in this game.
Yeah, you should be able to do that, I would think.
I missed Rob's comment when Gurriel was up.
I'm with you. He's beyond the trash can stuff. Like what he did was so violently, but so abhorrently racist. And I was so disappointed that baseball suspended him for next season, right? Like, we can't suspend him because these are World Series games. You're like, really? Because he just was, racist on national television. So, I don't know. Maybe you should suspend him now, right? If he burns a flag next inning, are you going to suspend him or not in the series? Like, come on.
I don't think they would suspend him for burning a flag.
Yeah, maybe not. You know what? Rick Monday wouldn't let that happen anyway, right?
Rick Monday just out of the stands,
right? One of the best, coolest moments in baseball history. And you know what makes it extra cool? Rick Monday, Sun Devil, baby. Arizona State, Rick Monday, saving the play. Anyway, look it up.
I sort of picture you having the entire
pitcher, Don.
Sun Devil roster from the beginning of time on your wall. Just
the Pantheon, right?
Quick reference. Yeah.
Just when you would sit in the stadium, they had all the retired numbers on the wall, and so you're looking at Reggie Jackson and Barry Bonds, and it drops off pretty quick. And there's Bando, and then Floyd Bannister, and Huey Brooks, and Mike Kelly. Remember Mike Kelly?
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be the greatest prospect
Yankee,
in the
right?
minors. Odubie McDowell, it gets fringy pretty quick. But
there's a couple quick comments. Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah.
And then
there you go.
Yeah.
Shady. All right, Don the Dragon Wilson.
Catcher, Craig.
Odubie McDowell. That was one of those guys, just with our ages, it seemed like every single baseball card pack we opened, there was an Odubie McDowell.
Yeah, I don't know why they printed so many of him.
Oh. We have a decree from
Bishop's a great bunter, rated a 10, but Floyd and Anderson are already in on the grass. So just want to verify. You want to bunt with the guys in? Because I'll do it.
I will do it.
Yeah. Back with pitcher. I'm not sure that's English, Keith. Oh, I turned off my light. Bunt yes or bunt no? Oh, bunt with Wilson. Wilson was a 0 bunter, so I thought it was better for him to swing away. So we're swinging away with El Biggio.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. Look at that. Doesn't matter.
Second baseman.
33%.
Oh, come on. It's the third inning. This is our chance.
I'll give Altuve the take if you think it'll get better.
Do you think it'll get better?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Very rarely does it get worse. But sometimes it goes from 33 to 35.
Of course, Altuve hit one into the train tracks.
Yeah. Maybe we should not monkey.
Let's go. Another 2-run homer. Let's do it.
All right. A foul ball. Whatever. 35 now for Biggio and Kleiman. Couple more foul balls and
as James was saying, he says no with real Muto's arm. That's right. Yeah. Good point.
Look, it's 63 though.
Oh. What's our threshold? 67, 70?
Usually I don't feel froggy until it gets into the 70s. Especially with it. And the one thing I don't know, I assume that takes into consideration the catcher. Or is it just on an empty diamond, he's a 63? Hit and run? All right.
Let's do it.
Well.
Get out.
He hit it. Foul ball.
Hey, all right.
So, full count. Are we hit and run again?
Probably not on a full count.
I'm just saying, James is the boss. One more time, James. Going. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
There
Look at that aggressiveness.
Well, I assume we're doing it again. So watch it.
Love it.
I like that we made Biggio run 4 times. All right, 100 pence. I don't think we can't bunt, so this is pretty academic. Oh, Garrett Sheffield makes the catch, which is the headline.
Bagwell.
That's hugely disappointing.
Jeff Bagwell. I assume this is just a regular old hit. I always liked Bagwell because he hurt the Red Sox, right, by getting away. So I was always fond of the fact that I didn't have to see him wailing on my Yankees for the next 15 years. For Larry Anderson, I recall. The worst one, even though it worked out, the Tigers trade when they traded John Smoltz for Doyle Alexander.
Doyle Alexander. That was a huge trade.
And Smoltz's grandfather was on the grounds crew for the Tigers. So he had just waited for his grandson to come up from the minors. And there he is knocking on the door, and the Tigers are great. And wah, wah. Off he goes to Atlanta.
Brutal.
That had to hurt. All right, Jeffy Bagwell. Not the distance.
First baseman.
All right, James has got a request.
You want Pence out?
Out.
Or who are we putting in for him? Batters. Our right fielders. I got Springer, who you love. Cesar Cedeno, or the Big Puma, Lance Berkman.
Ooh, Burke.
I always liked Berkman.
How could you not like Berkman?
I think he was from Houston and went to Rice and then made it big with the Astros. I always think that's a cool story. All right, Cedeno, in you go.
All right.
Now, Cedeno is actually a really good center fielder. So we'll put him in center and move Wynn over the right, and the defense gets better.
James wants to save Berkman for later.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Berkman's a switch hitter, right? Yeah, so he's got crucial pinch hit written all over him. That's good baseball, right?
Not that we're going to need it.
No, absolutely not. Cliff Floyd got into one.
Get down. Get down. Ah.
Oh, he got down. He got down to row
Right
12.
fielder, Christian Yelich.
Oh, and that was the no-hitter. I mean, it's a little early to be talking no-no, but fine. Cedeno not even moving.
Shortstop, Gary, Sheffield.
Sheffield's having a good year with the bat. With the glove, it's a completely other story, but fine. And you know who's sitting on the bench in Miami? The backup
Left fielder,
shortstop, Hanley Ramirez,
Conine.
who I'm sure is handling it like a true pro, right? Watching Gary boot ball after ball after ball and go to the All-Star team. But because everyone knows Hanley Ramirez, long known for his calm demeanor. And
the only thing I remember of his time in Miami was just him jogging down the left after that ball.
Yep.
just loped, barely jogging at all.
Jeff Conine steps in or wheels himself up to the plate. Either way.
He looks like he's got like Hollywood makeup.
Right, trying to look younger. My favorite Marlin thing ever was, I think it was opening day, they parachuted Billy the Marlin down from a plane. And it obviously wasn't the normal mascot, I don't think. It was a guy who could land a parachute inside the stadium. And on the way down, he lost the helmet. The helmet got blown off of his head. And he had to make the executive decision to not stick the landing, to land outside the park. Because now he was Headless Billy the Marlin. And they didn't have a backup Marlin head for the mascot. So the mascot was unavailable for months. They put out a reward for the return of the Marlin head. And some dude just driving down a street in Miami, someone had found it and just put it up on a fence. The Marlins got their mascot back.
I was say, at least someone didn't get impaled by that. That would have
right. Hard to believe it made it down in one piece. I wonder if it literally stuck the landing. Right,
just landed on the post.
Yeah, just on the nose. All right, Jim Wynn.
All right, here we go. Where we at?
Bob.
32.
Hudson.
Killing me.
Yeah, we can't do that. Not with Big Bob Watson at the plate.
Yeah.
Oh. Send Win to second, 64%. Yelich has a 6 arm, but he's all the way at the wall. James. James. I wouldn't do it, but I'm conservative. There we go. All right. Send Win? No.
Third baseman, Yuli.
Yuli Gurriel. Jim wins 67%.
It's hard. I'm gonna blurt it out one of these times.
I'm just waiting for input here.
Oh no, James he's tightening up.
Tight game 2-2. Doesn't want to lose to the Marlins.
Like who is Norv Turner? James is turning into Norv Turner with our as the game wears on.
Yuli Gurriel striking out.
Shortstop, Carlos Correa.
Look at that.
Mixed emotions.
The 2-run bomb seems to be our
Don Wilson.
forte so far. Don Wilson. Now, if you want me to bunt with him, I will, but he's a 0 bunt. But he's also hitting 0-27 for the season. So there really is no wrong strategy right now with Don Wilson at the plate. Bunt
All
for
right,
him.
bunt hit. Let's do it. Not a good bunter.
Nope, we got two strikes now, so
Rob was Oh, he's got
right.
Oh, did he get it? Oh,
What's it?
Catcher.
All right,
he
hang
got
on.
away?
Yeah.
Base hit for Wilson. The throw got away from Floyd. Wilson's going for second. Floyd throws the second. Wilson slides safe. And the most Marlin. I mean, if there's an epitaph for this Marlins season, credit Sheffield with an error. Yep, we'll do that. We'll see the count at the end of the game. I think he's got like 28 or something like that. Like it's bad, but. All right, Don Wilson at 9% is probably staying put. But the fielders are back. You could bunt with Biggio here and try to surprise him if you want, James. Or he could just swing away. 2-run homers seem to be the main course today. So just saying. Swing away. Okay.
All right. Whoa.
Not quite.
Third baseman, Brian Anderson.
So Wilson's in great shape. Just I hadn't checked before. 54 pitches out of 120. So no worries for him endurance-wise. And I don't know. I should have checked earlier. I don't know Houston's bullpen very well. Billy Wagner and Brad Lidge. Not to mention Will Harris. His numbers are outstanding here. Versus left, 207, 183 versus right. Yeah, pretty good. So we do have some weapons later on.
Here's from Rob.
Right. Think Alvaro Espinosa, but without the bat.
Wait till we get John Oliver to catcher.
He didn't catch like 3 games, right? So you're always trying to sneak him in somewhere?
No, he never caught.
Oh, never caught?
I just tried to sneak him in back in the day.
That's so dirty. All righty. Brian Anderson.
Catcher, JT.
There are some guys that you don't expect who qualify, like Dale Murphy qualifies as a catcher if you want to use him.
I think Murphy was down the road, man. Maybe we could get him in on one of these broadcasts.
Oh, the Utah guy?
Yeah.
He was a Portland kid originally, right? He was like the pride of Oregon as far as baseball went.
Yeah, I think it lives just a little bit south.
There you go. And isn't he huge? Like 6'5", 6'6", or something?
I don't know if he's quite that big, but he was a big dude. And he's one of those guys you look at. It's like that. There's no way that guy is not a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like,
and
this guy.
Well, I'm just looking at him at 6'4", we'll say. If someone will figure it out and correct me. But damn, that had to be a long crouch coming up as a catcher, right? You see a lot of 6'4" catchers. Although Maurer was tall.
He was, yeah.
But he didn't last behind the plate. So anyway, JT, Carlos Correa, everyone's favorite.
Second baseman, Dan Uggla. Second baseman,
Rolling
Jose
along.
Altuve.
Altuve.
Wearing out foul balls there.
So we went to our first Bees game of the season this last weekend. Yeah. My daughter got chosen for one of the promotions where they put you on the Jumbotron. she did this she made a sign. It took her probably, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes to make the sign. And she brought it to the game, and we just happened to walk by the promotions guy. He's like, you. That was great. So she had to judge something and was on the Jumbotron, and yeah, it was a good day. Good day. We got 2 balls. Where the bullpen guys were nice enough to toss them over on foul balls.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it was good.
It's always the best when as good as it must feel to catch one, which I've never done at a professional game.
Me neither.
But when they actually throw you one, that's pretty cool.
It's cool. All 3 of my kids were over the moon.
Yeah, it's like free baseball, right? Totally cool.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was, and we only, perfect. Like we stayed 6 innings, just perfect amount of time during the day.
Right. The last time I took my daughter to a game, we went to a Paw Sox game out here because Craig Kimbrell was rehabbing.
Oh.
So he was gonna start, right? Because closers on rehab assignments usually start the game to get their work in and get out. And so we wanted to see him, and I was like, he does this cool hangman thing with the arm. It's going to be great. And we sat down. He did like one hangman thing, and my daughter, who was like 6 at the time, as soon as you threw his first pitch, I'm hungry. It's the first inning, right? Like he's only going to pitch 1. I'm hungry. All right. Well, nobody's even in their seats yet. So let's go fight that draft and get a hot dog. So I think we lasted 4 innings before she was just so done with it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
They were doing a new thing at the Bees Park where they're trying to do all electronic ordering. So you have to scan something. It takes you to a web page where nothing was loading. So it just was brutal. So finally, we were in line forever. I was like, you know what? Let's just leave next inning and go get a Slurpee. So we went old school.
And you saved about $12, probably.
Yeah, we saved a lot of money.
The only other one I had that was cool, when it was Mariano Rivera's last season, I took Derek to New York for a Friday night and a Saturday matinee game, hoping that Mo would pitch one of the 2, because I wanted him to experience the Enter Sandman entrance, right? And so the first game we actually had through an old friend with the Players Association. We were in the first deck, but right on the lip of it, right behind home plate. And it was really cool. And the Yanks were up 3. Rivera was warming up, and then there were 2 outs, and then there was like an error and then a double, and all of a sudden they're up 4. But Mo was all warmed up anyway, so they let him come in, and from home plate we got to see him do the whole run from the outfield, right?
Oh, how cool.
Totally cool. Set him down in order. And I told Derek probably won't pitch tomorrow because not only is it back-to-back days, but it's day game after night game. And I think they're playing Tampa. And the next day, it was actually pretty high scoring. Anyway, before the game, Mike Hart, we were on the lip of the bullpen for that game. So, and sure enough, Mike Harkey threw my son the baseball, who's a pitching coach. So that was cool.
Oh,
and then
awesome.
Rivera came in anyway.
He did.
So we got to see him warm up from like right over the rim.
Oh, that's rad.
And then the music play and see him go out the door instead of coming out the door. So kudos to
I assume your son didn't tell you he was hungry.
No. He was pretty good with it. Yeah. So, but that was a really good weekend in New York.
Oh man, perfect.
All right, so Daniel, we sub the end.
First baseman
So far,
Jeff
without
Bagwell.
Oh, that hurts.
Right fielder.
Just like that.
Win.
Said Conine crashed into the wall because I was a pretty low. Although, you know what? You're not catching that. That's not a low wall in left field. That's right, Rob.
He forgot where he was.
Just bashed the wall.
Pitcher.
Gary Sheffield makes a catch. It's always good to see. AJ Burnett put a charge into it.
Preston Wilson.
No luck.
First baseman.
I was surprised to see Preston Wilson as the starting center fielder. But if you think about it, who are your great Marlins center fielders of all time?
Juan Pierre
and Chuck Carr, right? Like
Chuck Carr.
Who's like junior varsity Juan Pierre, right? Like same player, just not nearly as good.
Juan Pierre was another guy that seen like every baseball card pack.
A whole lot of him. I thought he was underrated. I guess I always like guys that could steal.
Watson.
Yeah.
Right? And he could go. So
yeah, he seemed like he was sort of the end of that era, right? It's just right on when they started pumping the brakes a lot more.
Yeah. I don't remember if he was on that. He wasn't on the 97 title team, but probably the 03. So that
I have to look that up.
I remember when Carl Pavano left New York after his rotten tenure there, and they said, "Are you disappointed you didn't win a title in Yankee Stadium?" He said, "I did win a title in Yankee Stadium as a Marlin." I'm like, oh,
that's the extra knife. Just
warm up Harris with first Marlin base runner, just to be
like
safe.
it. See, we're busy yapping, but James is all business, man.
We're only yapping to give him time to work the strategy. So, Yelich with the catch.
Baseman, Yuli
Gurriel.
Being him.
Oh, Gary.
Shortstop, Carlos.
Is that two? Is that
just ate Gary alive there at shortstop.
As someone who's had his share of errors at shortstop, I feel for him.
In a related story, Hanley Ramirez just demolished the entire clubhouse, which is fine because it's a road clubhouse, so who cares, right? See, Rob and I are simpatico here.
Pitcher, Don Wilson.
All right, 2 outs, runner on first, terrible bunter. I don't think you can do anything but hit here, really. I'm not even waiting. We're doing it.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. Find the seats. Very good. 1 and 2. The count to Don Wilson. Oh, he hit him.
Oh, man. That's low.
Right?
Oh, no.
Catcher.
Don Wilson is injured. So we will, with 2 outs, I don't think you want to waste a position player there. So I wonder how that works.
Can we just put a pitcher in? Can we put?
Yeah, I can put the pitcher in, but can I warm him up while he's on the base? It's a tough question. Who am I supposed to warm up? Harris. Harris only has 20 pitches to him, but we'll see how this works because I've never honestly done this. Houston roster, pitchers, Harris in for as a pinch runner, technically.
Harris is the new runner at first.
So you're just throwing it with the first base coach to get that arm, remember?
Yeah, right? He's doing arm circles over there as he leads off.
I like it.
All right. Biggio. You could bunt with him if you want. Runners are back. Or fielders are back. 2 outs, though. Is that hit old or new?
That's an old hit, yeah. That's
James, what do you want to do with Biggio? We'll wait for you out of respect.
No bunt.
Okay.
Uggla
boots it.
that middle infield is something else.
Uggla's not bad either, but it might be contagious, right? The suck is making its way over from Gary's glove. And look, Biggio is 86% to steal right now. Unfortunately, the bases are loaded, so he can't go anywhere. All right, Altuve.
Oh,
Nope.
man. Oh, man.
Oh, off the wall, maybe. 2 are in. 3 are in.
Wow.
We broke it wide open.
That's that.
And the best part of that is it gives Harris some time to run back to the pen.
It sprints back.
Throw a couple fastballs. He'll be exhausted by the time he gets actually on the mound. But Cesar Cedeno is a great bunter. Runner on second. They might not expect it. So he's hitting 310 on the year. Like you knew it was coming.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. I think we can warm him up.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll start warming him up. Okay, maybe that works.
Cool.
That's a good bit. So, Cedeno, James, bunt, hit, rush the mound. What do you want? Oh, I got the red light going. Hang on. The lamp is very touchy. All right. The
Let her rip.
statute of limitations is passed. Uggla puts it away.
Right fielder.
But the game is wide open.
Yelling.
Good inning.
So weird that I'm putting Harris in. Oh, that's cool. Harris will be given time to warm up because of the injury to
Pitching for Houston, number 36.
Now,
Harris.
chime in here, James, on who you want in next, because Harris only has 20 pitches before he wears out. So you're going to need somebody else quick. Likely Dave Smith, Billy Wagner, or Brad Lidge.
I'll be right back.
Okay. For now, Christian Yelich. Strike
Shortstop, Gary, Sheffield.
Ooh, Sheffield got all of that. Angry about us lampooning us. Gary Sheffield not pleased with us.
Conine.
And neither is Jeff Conine. Yeah, I can warm up Sambito. He's your sixth or seventh starter, so you could get an inning or two out of him. All right, Conine.
Third baseman, Brian Anderson. Catcher, JT. Real Muto.
All right, Real Muto is a righty. Well, you got lefties coming up in Floyd and Yelich, so Sambito is going to be helpful. And let's see, Remuto splits. It's almost the same, lefty versus righty. So I think we let Harris pitch here, but it'll be his last. Maybe he can get out of the inning. Or not.
Second baseman, Dan Uggla.
Well, Harris is tired, so that pretty much makes our decision for us. So Joe Sambito. I always start to look at this. National League ball. So for Houston, we're at Bagwell. We're not going to double switch out any of these top three guys. So he can come in for Harris. That's fine. So Sambito for Harris.
Pitching for Houston, Joe Sambito.
There you go. Looking very tan, very happy to be here. He is getting murdered compared to his real numbers. Normally, in his career peak, he gave up a 234 average. Here to Turtle Baseball, 3:38. So we will cross ourselves and pray that Sambito can keep him held down here and get that last out.
Pitcher, AJ. Burnett.
Now, here's where I'm putting a lot of faith in the computer. There's no way they can let Burnett hit here, right? Down 8-3, bases loaded in the 7th. It's not like he's been keeping them in this game. So hopefully, just to make sure things are right in the world, when I click pitch, it will announce a pinch hitter. Oh.
That's
really don't care for that. There's no way he should have added, but
so like in what?
He's only got 5 pitches left before he's tired too. Like that's just bad baseball right there. Maybe Jack McKeon was asleep in the dugout. Possible.
Right fielder, Jim, win.
All right, up 8-3. If you want to run Bagwell at 60%, I would not oppose you.
Let's run Bagwell.
All right.
Look at that jump.
Oh, he's in there. Beautiful.
All right, let's run him again.
At 21. Come on, Jim, win. Gary caught
Left
it.
Fielder, Bob, Watson.
And Burnett's still in the game.
They're just going to run.
He's the Jim Whitney of the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, here we go. Leyland when they're running out for some smokes.
No. It wasn't Leyland. Jim Leyland is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Sure. So I think it's McKeon, actually. But
Third baseman, Yuli.
Gurriel. Everyone's favorite. He's driving in Jeff Bagwell, though.
Shortstop.
Got to take him out, don't they?
Korea.
I don't know what he did, right? Broke some team rule and he's just in forever.
He started dating McKeon's daughter or something.
That was probably it, right? Or he's a Japanese high school phenom. And they're like, you got 250 in that arm. Oh, man, best bit of the whole soccer weekend. Like, the other team was up 2-1 with like maybe halfway through the second half. And one of their defenders goes, how much time left, ref? And the Scottish ref went, loads, tons. You're young. Keep running, lad. It was fantastic. Because I've been known to ask that late in the game when you're just barely hanging on.
Right.
But there was obviously a lot more soccer left. Ref, how much time? 143 pitches for Burnett. Oh,
Center fielder,
Preston
Wilson.
All right. I'm thinking we might want to get somebody up just in case beyond Floyd and Yelich once the lefties go by.
Lidge or Wagner, what do we think?
Let's see who we've used lately. Looks like Lidge has been used more. Well, and Wagner's a lefty too, so not that it matters because Wagner kills everybody, right? But I don't know. Maybe we don't need to burn, or might be overthinking it. Maybe we don't need to burn the closer in a 9-3 game.
Yeah, I think this is Sambito's.
All right, we'll try to get Sambito through the 8th. And then
James
maybe,
was thinking Lidge if it gets close.
All right, if we get somebody on, if it looks like trouble, if it starts getting frisky, we'll get Lidge working. But for now, it's the Sambito show.
First baseman, Cliff Floyd.
That tan is outstanding.
Right? I think the V-neck helps too without the undershirt.
Right fielder.
He just needs a little chest hair, right? Poke it out of the top, and he'd be like ready to party.
there's a non-zero chance that I am related to that guy.
Right.
Number 19, Anibal Sanchez.
Hey, Sanchez is in.
Joe Sambito.
All right.
Oh, did they bring? Oh, Annabelle's in, huh?
Do you want me to hit Sambito, or is this where we're going to get a little?
Oh, he wants a bunt. We got a bunt call. I like it.
Or a pinch hit. We could hit for him and replace him.
Oh, should we do Berkman?
You want a Berkman? You got a lot of options here. Let's see. Berkman, Castro, Bregman, Springer. We will defer to the Right Honorable James ODB. Who are we hitting and who are we warming up? Or do you want to stick with Sambito?
Oh, he wants to leave him in. I like it.
And you want a bunt. Okay. He's a terrible bunter, but we'll see.
Yeah, we've got an Italian respecter. I like it.
Is Sambito Italian or is he Hispanic?
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Italian.
Okay, well, you would be more of an authority than me, so we'll let that. I'll
look it up real fast.
There we go. Oh, foul bunt. 2 strikes, got a hit. There you go.
Craig Biggio.
I've been trying to get the Biggio bunt all game. I think this is a great time to do it. Bunt while you're up 6 runs in the 8th inning. Any problem with that?
No Wikipedia. That's not helping. Let's see.
Baseball-reference.com. Biggio foiled me on the.
Oh, whoa. Let's see.
Second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Italian Americans in baseball, Joe Sambito.
Wow, all right, there you go.
And he may have owned an Italian restaurant.
Oh,
here we go. The first child for Anthony and Jenny Olivieris Sambito. All 4 of his grandparents came to the United States from Italy and settled in Brooklyn. Now, this guy is 100% Italian.
Right? From Brooklyn even, right?
Love it.
Owned an Italian restaurant and a dry cleaning business where no one brought clothes.
That's right.
Very lucrative, though. Very busy. Always people coming.
Did I ever tell you that time I went to Sicily and I was walking around and I went by that there was this corner store. It looked like it should be, just a sort of a 7-Eleven convenience store kind of thing. So but there was 2 really nicely dressed guys out front. So I kind of walked by and I kind of just glanced in, and there were like 2 guys behind a counter, one poorly stocked like Pepsi refrigerator, and that was it. They weren't selling any chips. And the two guys gave me a look, and I kind of just briskly walked by again.
Keep moving. When I visited the design group for McFarlane Toys, it was in New Jersey. All right, we'll get that button to you in a sec. After the anecdote, and when it was lunchtime, they were like, "You want to grab some lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know where anything is." And they said, there's a lot of stuff around. And I said, "Yeah, I think there was a Italian restaurant on the corner, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, except they don't have food." And I was like, "Come on!" And they were like, "No, dude. Like, you're in North Jersey. Trust us. You're the kid from Arizona. So we'll do." All right, bunt for Altuve. Foul ball. Didn't look foul.
Yeah, I like it.
That's gonna get the seats.
2-strike bunt. Are we feeling it?
No. Always a bad idea.
Shortstop, Gary.
So
Sheffield.
to the 9th, it's Sambito's game to wrap up with a 6-run lead. Uh-oh.
Dude. Oh, no.
I've never had that happen during a game.
Oh, no.
So let's see what happens when I reboot the game. Now that everyone got a good look at my desktop, just littered with files and icons.
We'll be dissecting that in the post show.
We might have to play too. So of course, the first time a game ever completely froze and kicked me to desktop, we're in the 9th inning. Of no offense, boys, kind of a throwaway game. Come on, boys. That's all right. We'll just do it again. We're not going live or anything, right? So no harm done. I got a sneaking suspicion.
There's no chance we'll restart?
My guess is it's not going to be. It'll be as though we never played the game. So let's go to June 2nd. As though we never played the game.
Put our heart and soul in this.
Yep. All right, boys. Well, we gave you our best reenactment of it, and it's getting late. So we're going to do how most of the games actually get simulated and go. Oh, it thinks I'm still human managing the game.
All right, here we go. I'm excited, man.
It's quick.
It's rolling the dice.
Blink and you're done. Oh, Miami wins.
Ow. Heartache.
That's a crusher for you Astro fans out there. Couldn't have done that if I tried, but let's check out the box score. So Burnett was better this time around with 4 earned in 5 innings. Anibal Sanchez, not good either. I mean, nobody was good, but looks like Don the Dragon was fine. And then
Billy Wagner.
Billy Wagner got warm.
Laid an egg.
It's kind of weird, too. If you look at Don Wilson in the replay, he's got a double minus on stuff. He was set up to have a rough game, but ended up pitching pretty well. 4 walks is not so good, but
here's James.
Right? So unfair. Conine.
Oh man, I apologize for those Italian anecdotes, man. Like, that's what blew it for us. We should have been press and hit that entire time.
The one thing that might be a boon here for Astro fans is we don't know the extent of Don Wilson's injury. Not that he had been pitching great for Houston, but he was hurt. And most of the time it's just, knocked out for the game, cramp or something like that. But he could have been hurt, extensively, and we'll never know because the game completely ejected on us. I've never had that happen before during a game, so apologies. Apparently that can happen. Yeah, we'll make that work.
My best player is Alex Bregman.
Yeah, I got Nelson Cruz available if anybody's looking for a utility player. But all right, well, it wasn't what we expected. Apologies for that. But anything can happen in eternal baseball. So sometimes, just like real baseball, you never know. You might see something brand new. So congratulations to the Miami Marlins. We will continue to sim out the week. Again, if you like what we're doing aside from the crash game, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, you can find us on our homepage at eternalbaseball.com and sign up for our newsletter there where we have unique content goes out, including your first look at your weekend matchups. That goes out on our off day, which is Fridays. So take a look. Let us know what you like. And if you have a team that you'd like to see some things tweaked on, if there's some things you think we can do better, if you're a Marlin fan who thinks Burnett shouldn't be in the starting rotation anymore, we have team-specific message boards. So let us know how your team can be tweaked to play a little better. We are always open to suggestions. We always say we will never know your team better than you do. So give us a little feedback. We'd be happy to, if it makes sense, we'd be happy to make a little tweak. So appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday night. And apologize for the baseball gods giving us a little slap on the wrist. We'll be back next Sunday night on our regular time, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, with a new matchup, hopefully all 9 innings. coming up. So that's it. That's it from us. Appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday, and we will see you Sunday night on the next thrilling edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night.